Hey guys. Sorry, I was watching TV. I'm on YouTube watching YouTube. Okay. So let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, I look good. So let's go ahead and talk about the Baddies East reunion part 3. Child, it was a ghetto hot mess. It was a ghetto hot mess. I felt like House B was childish, very immature. So let me go ahead and break down my notes, and then I'm gonna give my opinions on what I saw, what I observed, and things like that. Before we get into some things, make sure you guys hit me with a like. So if you in here watching, make sure, rather you're in here where I'm live, rather you're here with the replay, make sure you give me a like because that helps the algorithm. Also, too, put how you feel in the comments as well. Let me know how you feel. But one thing I do want to say, because the last couple of baddie content that I have made, people have been, some people, not all, some people have been disrespectful and rude. One thing I want to say is it's okay to voice your opinion, but you could come on my platform and be respectful. You don't have to be disrespectful. And for let me tell y'all something. You don't know me personally, so don't tell me what I do, what I don't do, and anything like that. Cause somebody said something to me, talking about talking to me, talking tough like they knew me, and you don't know me. Okay, just know this is the evolved Jennifer, but the old Jennifer is still in there if she wants to activate. So let's go ahead and get into the review. Now that I got that out the way. So the reunion starts off with Smiley asking about her chain to Mariah, and Mariah says she don't got the chain. So then Smiley got up and Mariah and they started fighting. Now, Smiley was getting beat up until it got to a point where she started pulling Mariah hair. That's my thing. I don't understand why the girls be pulling hair. Like, do they feel like that justify you winning a fight because you pull somebody wig off? I just never understood that. Now, I could see grabbing the hair so you could get the person closer to you, but what I have observed from the girls, and I'm not going to say all of them, but for most of the fights, I haven't observed that as a technique. I observe that as a technique. They just want to grab the hair and pull the wig off. I don't see it as, see me, if I was being a fighter, okay, I would be using that as a way to bring you closer to me and then whop whop you. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand. Again, I don't condone violence. I don't condone physical altercations. I feel like all of their drama, it could have been handled with a simple conversation. Okay. It's just childish to me. So Nene was off in the side because there was just fights jumping off left and right. House B yelling, being obnoxious. You had House A, sitting there like smoking and just, it was just a mess. It was really all uncoordinated. So Nene was off to the side. She was talking about the girls just need to get in a ring and put gloves on to the security. She was talking to the security. Anna was telling Mariah and Smiley to fight again and was egging them on. So Mariah, and so they had a second round. And I said here in my notes, I said Mariah should have tied her hair up because Smiley wasn't winning until she started pulling hair. I wouldn't have had no wig on because I would be a, oh, this is my notes. This is just me being petty. I wouldn't wear no wig because I would be afraid. Like, I wouldn't wear no wig where it's glued to my head. I honestly, if I was them on Baddies, I would just wear glueless wigs. I would wear glueless wigs. I wouldn't have no wig on my head. I have to glue to my head because I love my edges. I don't want my edges to be gone because you decided to pull my wig off. Okay. So, um, Suki said, her and Scarface. What did I say? Suki said her and Scarface fight was over nothing. She also said she doesn't understand why they can't talk. Oh, that was Taseki. So Taseki said, oh, you said, oh, hell no, I got my ball cap on right now. I just feel like if you gonna fight, right? Like, the girls, they always be pulling each other wigs off. Like, I wouldn't be having no, I wouldn't glue my wig down. I would wear a glueless wig because to me, I'll be worried about my edges. I'm sorry, that's just me. So, but then again, I want to be on some show like that. Like, to be honest, I value myself too much for that. So, so that was a moment of like Taseki being mature and everything like that. Talking about her and Scarface fight was over nothing. You know, and when she fights, she really eats. That was another thing I forgot to tell y'all. Okay, just because I don't agree with the fights, how y'all are gassing up Taseki in these fights, what I really need is I want to see them fight on the street. I want to see it where there's not really any security like that. I want to see them fighting on the streets because I corrected myself when I first did, I think it was the first review or whatever. Um, y'all just got to look at my content. I had said that I didn't feel like Taseki won that first round, but I corrected myself in all my other reviews. She definitely won that first round. But that second and that third round, no. She was to me it was no tie. They both was getting hits in. Now I feel like because y'all don't like Scarface, y'all over here be talking about Taseki won. No. Just because Taseki got technique does not mean that she won that fight. And I like Taseki. So I want to get that clear. And I told you guys in my other content, I don't really care for Scarface. So I don't understand why in the last couple reviews, people coming for me as if I'm Team Scarface. No, I'm not. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm not a follower. I'm not about to say what y'all want to say. I'm not going to go with the crowds. I saw what I saw. Just like you saw what you saw. I respect y'all opinions. But at the end of the day, them fights with Taseki and Scarface, the second and the third round, those were toe-to-toe fights. Okay? And just because you get sat in a chair or you fall in a chair does not mean that you won. Just because you fall on the floor does not mean that you won. Because to me, if you not really going at it, you're not really swinging, you're not doing nothing. So that's one thing I wanted to say. I didn't like how people was talking to me in them goddamn comments. Okay? Again, right is right and wrong is wrong. They were going toe to toe. And I'm going to say it again. I don't really care for Scarface. And just because I didn't agree with how House B was treating Scarface during that reunion doesn't mean that I rock with her, because I don't. Because I felt bad. Why am I fighting the whole freaking cast? More than half of the cast. And then they're not even being fair. Security's not even being fair. She over here getting jumped. Every time she trying to do her one-on-ones with people, other people jumping into it. Like, it was just a mess. So, what, like, would you want to be in that situation? That's when I need to start saying, would y'all like to be in that type of situation? If you're on a reunion and you had time to do your one-on-ones, right? And then somebody else jumping up in here, or you got to look, you trying to fight somebody in front of you, somebody in the back hitting you across the head, throwing water at you, doing all kind of stuff. Like, that don't make no sense to me. So when people was going off in the last video, I was just like, wow, okay, so ignorance here. Let me read some of y'all comments. Girl, Hana, girl, that ain't no baby hair. That wig done pull your edges out. Facts. If you're not going at it, you ain't doing it right. Exactly. Okay, now let's go on a little bit more. So Rolly and DJ Sky got into it online. Hold on. Okay. Rolly and DJ Sky got into it online and they squashed their beef. Mind you, when I'm breaking this stuff down to you, they was arguing for a cool minute, okay? So it may seem like this is a short review, but it really isn't. They was going back and forth. And there's some stuff I didn't feel like writing down because I didn't feel like it was worthy of talking about. Because again, I feel like it's childish. Okay. So Rolly and DJ Sky got into it online, but they squashed their beef. So Rolly admitted that in the reunion because Janisa asked, did Janisa ask? Janisa or Nene asked about their situation and Rolly volunteered that information. So she said Anna said she wanted to be cool. So Anna said she wanted to be cool with DJ Sky, but she this is funny, so I'm gonna stay here a little bit. Anna, because they was talking, they was trying to get the girls, what was the reason why you was having beef with who and who. So you was able to speak up. So Anna told DJ Sky, she said, basically, I don't understand what the problem is because I really thought you was cool. I really wanted to be cool with you, but all this internet stuff, and you could tell now the girls were saying online that Zeus had edited out stuff, and I caught Zeus later on. When I get to it, I'll let y'all know that they augmented some of this stuff, and I do feel like they augmented some of the scenes to make certain people look better than what they really were. And that whole stuff online, I don't know if you was following it, but that whole stuff about Lamel allegedly sleeping with the cast. You know, it was stuff came out about Scotty allegedly sleeping with him, and then Anna allegedly sleeping with him. And then DJ Sky also said that Anna was sleeping with him, right? So Anna brought up, even in the second part two, she brought up the online stuff. Janisa conveniently, every time she brings up that stuff or talk about that online stuff, she immediately go to somebody else, or if somebody is interrupting the conversation, she let them interrupt it. She don't tell them to be quiet. But when it's somebody else, she tell them to be quiet. Clock it. I believe Anna was. I believe Anna did talk about the Lamel and Scotty situation, and they edited that out. So I'm gonna say that I think they did. Okay. So Janisa, I was like, okay. So I said Anna brought up the internet stuff. However, Janisa brushed it off. Like she brushed her off. Like, okay, girl. Like let's talk about something else, type of thing. Okay. So I'm pretty sure there was more to that conversation, but Zeus edited that out. Okay. Now, Biggie also called ET out. She said they were in a sprinter talking and bonding, and she didn't understand why ET came for her because she thought they was cool. So then Sapphire jumps up. Biggie is going on and on and on and on. First of all, Biggie, I like you. You were the star of the show, one of the stars of the show this season. However, the way you was acting at this reunion, you was acting a goddamn fool. You was over talking people. You was running around. You was laughing. You had people sitting on your lap being very disruptive. You should have been escorted. You and Anna should have been escorted, and Taseki should have been escorted off of the stage because of y'all ladies in House B. We weren't able as the fans to really get to the bottom of some of the issues because all y'all wanted to do was fight. All y'all wanted to do was talk over people. All y'all wanted to do was act the fool. Y'all didn't come to the reunion to really resolve your issues, and I don't appreciate that as a fan. As I've been talking about and complaining about for the last couple of reviews, I talked about I really would like the girls do enough fighting during the season. I really want Zeus to make it a precedent where they do not make the reunions like a Jerry Springer episode. Okay, why do we have to have that? Because for some of these ladies, this is the only time they're going to be together in the vicinity of each other. I would like, being a fan, to be able to hear some of the issues, because what I see off of the season and then the brief stuff that I do follow online, I don't feel like it's worth fighting. It just doesn't make sense to me. So as a fan, I really would like them to talk about their issues. Talk about it. Especially, you have 3 parts. Y'all didn't really talk about nothing. Y'all have moments when y'all talked about stuff, but y'all didn't really talk about nothing. If I want to see fighting, I'm going to look at USC fights. I could go back home to LA and go see people scrap if I want to. I want to hear you guys talk. I want you guys to talk about your issues. To me, that's a baddie. A baddie isn't always blah 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 blah. It's about knowing how to be cute, how to talk and handle things as a grown, mature woman. Because let's be clear, some of y'all is in your 30s, and there's nothing wrong with you in your 30s, because I'm in my 30s. There's no reason why you guys are in your 30s and you're acting like that. Okay? You said who won, Sapphire or ET? ET won. Sapphire got mopped twice. Sapphire can't fight. Or at least she can't fight ET. Okay. Okay. So after Biggie was, having, voicing her concerns, her million concerns during the review, Sapphire had jumped up and she wanted to fight ET. I said Scarface won that fight. Sapphire couldn't get no hits in. Honestly, that first fight, it was a mess. She got beat up real bad. She got beat up all the way into security. Okay? Like security in the back of the stage. That's how she got beat up. And then you got Sukiana in the back. Get her, get her, get her. And then Suki lying on the stage talking about Sapphire beat her up. No, she didn't, girl. You clearly didn't see your friend getting mollywopped. Your friend got beat up twice with the 2 rounds. She got beat up twice. It is what it is. And to me, I don't care about that situation. I think that's weak. I wouldn't trust you if I was your friend. If you my so-called friend and you the way your friend stood by and let Rolly and E.T. talk that mess in that restaurant and do what they needed to do, ain't no way I'll be able to trust that person again. I know you ain't a writer. You a writer for convenience. You're not really a writer. Okay? And I said what I said. Suki could think that's her friend all she want, but that is not a friend. I'm sorry. That's not. Ain't no way. I would not talk to anybody that claim they my friend and you're not ready to ride. I've been with people I'm not even friends with anymore. You know, when I used to have my little wild side, getting into stuff, everybody rolled for me and I rolled for them. Like, I've never seen some crap like that. That is not a friend. It's not. You're delusional. See, when you never seen healthy examples of friendships and relationships, you will take anything. And that desperation and loneliness could have you in some really messed up situations if you don't value yourself. And I love me some Sukiana. But child, I don't know about that friend of yours. I really don't. Okay, moving along. I said Scarface won that fight. She couldn't get no hits in. But then you see Anna and Taseki go to the fight and Rolly because Taseki was still trying to insert herself into ET. And the reason why I know Taseki don't like ET, but at the end of the day, I feel like the reason why she kept inserting herself because she wasn't proud at the way she fought. She knew that was her match. She knew that was her match. That's why she kept trying to jump into stuff. And then she tried to punk ET and ET held her own during the thing. I don't care. Here's my thing. I don't really like Scarface. I said this a million times. I don't really like her. I don't know. I'm kind of, maybe I'm a little flip-floppy because I don't know. At the end of the day, you could like not like somebody and still care about the conditions they're in and things like that. My thing is, I can't respect nobody that jumps on somebody. If ET didn't jump on y'all, she didn't have nobody jump on y'all, y'all shouldn't have been jumping on her. And to me, that's weak. I don't care who you are. You shouldn't be jumping nobody. That's weak. Weak. So, I also made a comment here. I said, can we talk about Rolly was low-key funny with the side conversations? She was funny. If y'all was listening to her, she was saying some stuff that was funny to me, in my opinion. Okay, so this is where I say I got the T word. Zeus, y'all didn't edit good enough because I caught that y'all was augmenting things. So if y'all have Zeus, y'all go to 14:13, 14 minutes and 13 seconds. This is where this is where Zeus messed up in the editing. So on 14:13, you can tell they chopped up the footage because Scarface is outside. So this is when they security escorts her outside. I don't know what she's in front of. It looked like a trailer or something, but she's outside with security. And she said, okay, you can tell they chopped up the footage because Scarface is outside and she said, y'all need to let me catch my beef, catch my breath with security. And she said, y'all need to let me get basically my one-on-one with Mariah, Anna, and Camilla. Now, if you've seen the reunion, you know Camilla left the first, allegedly, the first part, right? So Camilla was there longer, but where's the footage of Camilla being there longer? They got caught up right there. So security brought ET back inside, and Needy asked Scarface, why did you hit Natalie? And she said because she set her up, and she mentioned how she was getting jumped. House B, and I have my notes here. I said House B was loud, rude, and immature and kept interrupting when people would speak. Nene and Janisa was getting annoyed. See, this is my thing. I love Janisa, and this is my thing too. And I said this before. Lamel, you don't really care about Janisa like that. Because if you really care about Janisa, you would allow her. The only thing that Janisa really be doing for Zeus, she is the alleged host. If you really want Janisa to shine, you will make it so these girls don't fight and they really talk. So Janisa could sharpen up her interview skills and she could really have some solid conversations with the girls. Okay? And she could eventually take that skill and work with other networks as well. But you want to keep her on Zeus. You want to trap her. Okay? And on top of that, Janisa, if you really cared about your career, you would demand that these girls don't be doing that. When they can't simmer down, you need to put your big girl panties on and tell them to get off the stage because they can't do what they need to do. They are over talking people and they're being disruptive. Now, y'all should have a part because y'all already built your platform off of fighting and chaos. Y'all should have a part where the girls can get their one-on-ones. But the whole part shouldn't be about fighting. We need to have some conflict resolution in here, okay? And even Nene was saying it, like Nene was over it. So, okay, here's my notes. This was me. Okay. I said I feel like Zeus should make it as if you can't calm down, you need to get escorted off the stage because if someone isn't returning on the next season, that's the last time as the fans we see them all together. Leave everything else for the internet for them to go back and forth because the girls are going to go back and forth online, okay? They're going to go back and forth. That's a given. Biggie, Taseki, and Anna was childish as fuck. That's what I have in my notes here, and they were. Janisa asked, and I want to set this note too. I loved House B. I said it in my reviews. House B was my favorite. They really weren't the chaotic ones. House A was the ones that was doing the most. Okay? So let's get that clear because some of y'all don't have common sense. Janisa asks, how does she feel about the cast turning on her, meaning to ET? Or Scarface, or whatever you want to call her, because she inserted herself into others' beef. She said, Scarface said she didn't care. She said the fans stirred the pot, and she felt like that's where the issue was, the beef was. And here's my thing. I said this in, I don't remember which part I said it. I feel like E.T. had a chance to really be a breakout star if she would have stayed out of Roly Poly's beef. If she would have not been in Natalie's beefs. She should have stayed in her own lane. She messed up doing that. She messed up thinking these girls are her friend, but you need to do your homework and know who you operating with. Clearly, she didn't do her homework. So Biggie called Scarface a liar about the guy. I don't know what episode it was, but she said that somebody from Biggie's camp basically hit her across the head and things like that. Um, Nene was over the girls. Sapphire asked Rolly what she was doing when she was doing her final thoughts. So finally, they going around and they talking about the girls' final thoughts and things like that. So Rolly Sapphire decided to insert herself into Rolly's commentary and was like, why did you let your friend Natalie like get beat up or whatever? So Natalie was like, I know you were not talking about, basically she was like, we all got into it in some mess. We all have friendships and we all look crazy. Like, and basically she was basically like, I know you not talking because what you did, why did you allow me to jump on your friend type of thing. And if you see the last, it's not my reunion breakdown, it's the Baddies Aftermath online drama. Y'all need to look at that review because I have content of Rolly saying exactly what I'm saying right there. Okay, so Scotty got brushed on fast by Janisa. I wanted to make notes on there, but Scotty was basically saying, she wish she could have knew some of the girls differently and like how she really calm outside the show, like she don't really have drama and things like that. Nene asked, did Scarface have any final thoughts? And she asked for Anna and Mariah, and she also said another person, but honestly I didn't want to rewind my stuff because it was just enough yelling already. But she asked the third person, like, do y'all want to get y'all one-on-ones? Because she fought everybody, right? Well, most of them. So Mariah said, you want to go? So Mariah got beat up. She lost that fight. Sapphire got beat up too. Suki said, she was just yelling and like saying that like Scarface got beat up. She didn't get beat up. Biggie even tried to like get her once. When Biggie didn't run up on her, she like tripped or whatever, but Scarface did get a couple of hits in. But then Biggie was like, I'm not really a fighter like that. But then she just kept like talking. And then ET got to a point, she was like, honestly, I felt like she was thinking like, girl, you're not even worth my time. Like she was laughing, like she was like, jerking motion, and Biggie was like backing up and stuff, like just being scary and things like that. You said Mariah stay getting beat up. Yeah, she do. Um, but I said Biggie kept trying to fight, but the little work she gave her, she got beat up. I mean, that was nothing for ET. One thing I didn't like what Natalie did after ET left, she decided to leave. Natalie said everybody was grown except for Scarface on the stage. She called Scarface a wild animal and a broke bitch and that she wasn't a baddie. What do y'all think y'all look like when y'all be on? I'm just curious. What do y'all think y'all look like when y'all be on the show? Do y'all think y'all look like queens and princesses and goddesses on the show? The way y'all be scrapping and fighting off of stupid stuff? I don't think nobody should be in a position calling somebody a wild animal. Especially you, Natalie. No, you should not be calling someone a wild animal. Didn't you, like a while back, years back, people was calling you a colorist because you was calling people monkeys and stuff? You need to tread lightly on that, Natalie, because I got a long memory and I remember. And I've been a fan from the beginning. You said Biggie's an embarrassment. Well, I liked Biggie though. I like Biggie, but she can't fight. She can't fight at all. I like her. Um, I didn't agree with the statement that Natalie did. I get that Natalie was upset and she really was hurt. You could tell that Natalie was hurt because I honestly felt like Natalie would have never thought that ET would have jumped on her, and if it's true what the ladies have been saying that Scarface was like struggling or whatever, like they was like bringing her in like she was like a little sister, trying to guide her and things like that, and just introduce her to a whole new world, a whole different environment, kind of upgrade her in a type of way. I see why Natalie was like really really hurt about the situation. And Natalie was trying to get to the bottom of why ET felt the way she felt, and she just kept saying, you knew you set me up and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't put that past Natalie, but I don't know. I don't have enough information to really like give an honest opinion about that, because let's be clear, I think Natalie would set somebody up, but at the same time, I don't know if she set Scarface up. Now, what she could have done, since you are the executive producer, you could have told the girl stop jumping in on the fights, because that was wrong. And that was wrong. You should have told them to stop jumping on the fights. Now, if they wanted to get their one-on-ones, cool. But all that jumping stuff, not cool. So, and I noticed with Natalie, she flows wherever the chaos is. So even if she don't really have a beef, she gonna start talking, jumping in other people stuff. She gonna stir the pot. That's why I just feel like, Natalie, you've been in reality TV and the show business for so long. You should be guiding these girls. You should be behind the scenes. You should be doing cameos. You should be walking the girls into the mansions, popping here, popping in and out. And you really need to be in a back burner, boo. But you're such a attention whore. You don't want to do that. And it's like, girl, you don't like, We don't need to see you. We don't need to see you in the baddies as a cast member. We don't need, like, come on, baby. Step in the bag. You make enough money right now. You got enough notoriety. Trust me, people that want to get on baddies, they're still going to be respectful to you. They're still going to look up to you. They're still going to worship you. She likes all of that attention. Like, don't think that's going to take away, because guess what? You got something for the ladies. You got something that they want. They want to get on your show. So they're going to be nice to you. They're going to big you up. They're going to, your followers is not going to be diminished because you chose to step aside and to really just mentor the girls and really like spearhead everything from behind the scenes. I just don't understand. I do, because she's a attention whore. But I just feel like at this point in the game, girl, you should just be making cameos. You know how she is on Bad Boys? That's what you should do for Baddies. But make a little bit more appearance than what you do for Bad Boys. But that's what you need to do, because you've been in the games. Like, let other girls, you put on girls, right? Let other girls have their shine. Let there be a breakup star. But because you're such a magnitude of a star, it's like it takes away from people. Like, you haven't had, like, who are the breakout stars? Who are? Like, let's be real. Rolly is not a breakout star from the Baddies. She's a breakout star from the Real Chance Love Show. She came onto Baddies. The breakout star they only really had was Krishan and what's that girl that I like? The Bay Area girl. Dang, her name is like, oh, what's her name? Y'all should know who I'm talking about. The Bay Area rapper girl that was on Baddies. Those two are the only breakout stars. I mean, you could lightly say Biggie is, but nobody else is a breakout star. No one has amassed a big following outside of those three ladies. Everybody else is like, they come and go. They come and go. Like, Natalie, sit back for a little bit. Let Rolly sit back. Scotty, you need to sit back too. Nobody want to see you either. You boring. Sit back and let some new girl, like, do things differently. Like, let some new girls take over, take the shine. When you see things not working right, then you pop in. There you go. Thank you. Stunner Girl. Wow, I forget that girl name. And I like Stunner Girl. She was one of my favorites. Yeah, Stunner Girl. After that, who, like, y'all tell me, there's been so many seasons. Y'all tell me, who are the breakout stars? There's only three. There's only three. And I don't think that Natalie, Scotty, Rolly, I don't think they should be on all these other seasons. I think you need to have a clear slate across the board. Natalie need to be in the back. You want to be an executive producer? Get your ass in the back. Put these new girls on. You say you be helping all these girls, right? Put these new girls on, because if you pick a good cast, you don't need to be on the show. It's okay for you to be in a back burner. If you pick your cast right, you're going to get what you want, which is the viewership. But you got to pick your cast. Like, a prime example is what I'll share with you guys. If Natalie would have sat her ass in the back, Sky, that was from Black Ink Crew, how she handled herself and conducted her house B. You need to employ people like that. Like, give these other reality show stars, not all of them, don't make it your whole cast. Have one person in each home that's from an existing, they have experience in reality TV, right? So she could have had Mariah in house A. She could have had Sky in house B. Okay? The girls had enough drama on their own. Okay? Had enough drama on their own. I want to see Scotty flourish without being underneath Natalie. I want to see Rolly flourish without being underneath Scotty or Natalie. And let these new girls take the waves. That's what made Bad Girls Off of Oxygen so special. They wasn't continuously putting on the same girl. Like, you didn't have automatically one house. Well, they only had one house. But here on Zeus, they be casting so many girls. This is the thing. You're not casting the right girls. Because if you're casting the right girls, you wouldn't have to have two houses. You really should be in one house. And if you pick the girls right, you would have enough material to go off of. But y'all don't do that. Half of you have to have a second house because you got Rolly, Natalie, and Scotty every season. That's already a couple people in the house. Then with whoever they like, they gonna be in their house. No, get in the back. Y'all need to get in the back. But that's how I feel about this, guys. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, and make sure you darn sure subscribe. If you're going to comment, be respectful. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. It's okay to have a difference of opinion, but let's be respectful, babe, because I'm not the one, the two, and darn sure not the three. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. I don't know where you guys are. Morning, evening, afternoon, nighttime, whatever it is. Peace and blessings. Make sure you look at the other content as well. But I'll see you guys soon.